Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, welcome back to Pokemon White. Last time we bumbled our way through the Challenger's Cave on Route 9, next to Opelucid City. That did not go nearly as well as I really hoped it would, but we made it through in one piece, somehow. And today, it is time to go visit the, if I am correct in my assertions, the last unexplored place in Unova, which is going to be this here giant chasm. Which is a big old hole in the ground behind Lacunosa Town, which everyone apparently seems to think has a monster living in it or something. Not entirely sure where they got that from, but anyway, that's a big mushroom. At some point before the end of the game, I would like to sell all of my selling items and see if I can afford all of the TMs in the game. I should be able to, even if I don't sell all the relic items to that one weirdo in Undella Town, because I've got like $500,000 Pokédollars at this point, and I don't think there's that many TMs to buy in this game. I don't really want to use any of the TMs that I might buy from stores that I haven't bought already, but I just want to see if I can do it, really. So, the first part of the giant chasm is going to be a bit of a ring around the slope that descends into the outer part, and there's some stuff to explore around the ring. There are some minor strength puzzles, some tiny mushrooms growing on these rocks. Are there trainers in it in this version of the game? Once again, in Black 2 and White 2, I know that there are some trainers that may or may not hang out in here, as they may or may not be part of the story, but I cannot remember if that is also true in Black and White 1. So, I'll find out. Let's see, let me surf down here. I have to say, I do wish that we could have something like, I don't know, along the lines of like an Ultra Repel or something that lasts like 500 steps instead of a Max Repel's 250. But, alright, so if I were to go all the way back of that long stretch of water, hop down this ledge and come all the way around to where I came from, I can push another boulder aside. That will create myself another little shortcut. Alright, and is there anything... I'm not hearing the DOS machine going off, and it seems that there's nothing that way for me to get worked up about. Okay. Let me just come this way just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't see any visible item balls on the ground. Alright, seems that there's not. And we can descend the flight of stairs, and we can head into the giant chasm and see what awaits us. Alright, so this is going to be a bit of a meteor crater. I'm so under-leveled as far as the dark grass goes that it might actually be worth my time fighting the things that jump out at me in the tall grass just because they're high enough level that I might actually get some non-negligible amount of experience, but I don't feel like that, so I will not really do that willingly. Okay. Max potion. Like, the regular grass should be fine, but the stuff I was seeing in the tall grass is like level 64, 65. And it's a little bit above my pay grade at the moment, so I won't be leveling up past that for a little while. Come on! Alright, final fight them. What's this? That's a revive. Can put that away. There's going to be a little bit of maze-like back and forth in this giant chasm area, just the way I like it. That is a Carbos. Alright, so like, my entire team now could use a Carbos, except for Nightshade. Nightshade's fine. Who do I actually want to give it to, though? Because not sure, like, you, like, it's not gonna matter if I give you a couple extra effort values in speed, because the four of you are slow enough. Moon could probably realistically use it the most, but Moon's been on my team so long that I'm sure she can't use any more vitamins. Hey! And, Nightshade, like, I can give them to you, of course, but it's really just like a black hole, because you're out faster than everything anyway. I've said this a couple times. I like the way that my team is built. When it gets going, it really gets going. But there are definitely... I might not have wanted to jump down there quite yet, yeah. There are definitely moments where, like, being slow as molasses just across the board really doesn't work out in my favor. I've got some built-in ways to mitigate that. Like, I've got a couple draining moves. I've got a couple, like... a couple other strategies. Like Spore on Allison, and the effect Spore ability in general. which is good for slowing things down and just messing them up, but just going second every time and letting the opponent get free attacks in before I can get in mine is just really, it makes a lot of the battles drag on a bit. I thought a few times about trying to work Trick Room, that's the TM for Psy Shock, which is an interesting move. It's basically a slightly weaker version of Psychic, but instead of being a special attack that hits the target's special attack stat, it's a special attack that hits the target's physical defense. I don't think anyone on my team can learn that. Nobody could learn Psychic. Yeah, nobody could learn that one except for Mew, and Mew unfortunately doesn't count. But yeah, this team is very much a double-edged sword, which I expected going into this game when I was planning this out. It's not like that came as a great surprise to me or anything, but it's for the love of God, it's got its ups and downs. Let's see. That wasn't where I was intending to go, but I do need to come here eventually. So if you find the crater with the little pond in the exact center of the chasm, that will happen. And did that basically erase that one item that I still have to find? So that changes things. I'm not sure if you can tell exactly what it changed. It was very subtle, but the entire giant chasm is now covered in snow, and I don't believe there's any random encounters here now. Now that everything's covered in snow. Fortunately, it's not the, like, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum Sinnoh. Everything is 4 times slower than it usually would be snow, because that would just get on my nerves. But if we come inside this, the room at the end of the giant chasm here, we can see we've got a big ol' angry-looking dragon standing in the middle of this room here. I am going to have a look at my team. Actually, I think I'll lead with this. I don't think you can win at KO Argo. Gonna take a step forward, and I'm gonna hit the A button. And Kyurem here is not super pleased about us waking him up. And Kyurem's gonna be a level 75 legendary dragon ready to fight us. Let's see. So I should be able to Iron Head you at least once and get away with it, right? Dragon Pulse is gonna be a resisted hit. Even at level 75, that's not gonna do too much to me. Alright, that was a little more than I thought. I'm not sure if I can take another one, but alright, Iron Head just barely did more than half. Don't think I can really get away with another one. Cross Scissor. Imprison is an interesting choice. Cross Scissor is going to, I think, take you down into the red. Perfect! Alright, that was a little close for comfort, but you know, that's perfect. And from here, I can start tossing Pokeballs at you. So I've got one Pokeball, I'm gonna get that out of my inventory. I'm not expecting to catch you in this. Whenever Argo goes down, I'm gonna bring Allison in, and she's gonna use Spore, and hopefully... there's always the chance that, like, you'll use a contact. You have Imprison, you have Dragon Pulse, I don't know what your other two moves are. There's always the chance that you will try to use a contact move on Allison and Poison Point yourself, and that'll be it. And then if that's the case, I just won't be able to catch a Kyurem. I'll have to beat the champion and come back or something like that, but hopefully... this will, ooh, okay, I thought I had, like, a couple other different types of balls besides Ultra, Master, Quick, and Timer. Not gonna use the Master Ball, we're gonna start tossing the Ultra Balls here. Hopefully we'll be able to catch you before you Poison Point yourself, or if you Effect Spore, if you activate my Effect Spore, you'll, like, paralyze yourself or something that's actually useful. Glaciate, interesting move, not a very strong Ice-type attack, but it will lower my speed. Joke's on you, Kyurem, because my, my entire team is not exactly what you would call built to win a foot race. Let's see, so Allison can come in, we can put you to sleep as promised. None of the 3 moves... Hilarious! Wow! None of the 3 moves that you used, Dragon Pulse, Imprison, and Glaciate, are not contact moves. I don't actually know if Endeavor is a contact move or not. But, let's see. Like, I guess the backup option would be to take, like, Mew and teach it Thunder Wave or something like that. I think I can get rid of Flash and reteach it later should I need it. Wow! Alright, I know that Sleep doubles your catch rate and the Ultra Balls double catch rate what the regular Pokeball does, so that was basically 4 times more likely to catch than the original Pokeball I threw at you, but still, wow. That's like 4 times, what, like a 2% chance of catching you? is still like a 2% chance of catching you. It's still like an 8% chance of catching you. So that was a pretty lucky roll. What am I gonna nickname you? That's a good question. Who do I know who associates with ice? Alright, well, this may be a little bit on the nose, but I have a friend who is happens to be from a country which is known as Iceland, which I think is a little bit, again, it's either appropriate or it's just ridiculously on the nose and you can take your pick. So, let's see, is the giant chasm back to normal? It is. I don't think there was all that much more for me to do down here. Alright, so there's that one-way ledge. So I wouldn't have been able to go there earlier anyway. If I turn the DOS machine back on, is it gonna scream at me? Alright, there's an item down there. I'm gonna have to go around to get it. I'm trying to, like, plot the shortest route through this dark grass here, and that will allow me to come this way and grab a max revive. Okay. It's not the first one of these that I found in here, is it? I've been finding a lot of those. I'm not used to Pokemon games giving those out quite so freely. Okay, I can come through there. Is there anything down this way? This is, I would say, a slightly more interesting sort of location in, Black 2 and White 2, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think there is just a little more. Yes, thank you, game, for reminding me that I don't have a regular repel either. And if I were to just come through this stretch of grass, there was one more item here. That is going to be TM13 Ice Beam. Pretty sure nobody on my team can learn that either. So, decent ice-type attack. It's basically the ice-type flamethrower. But I believe that's everything for me here in the Giant Chasm. This is how I made out at the end of that. That's not great. I'm going to be flying back to Appaloosa City. Next time, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do next time. There's a few things I could do next time. I'll work that out between now and the next video. My name is Dragonite. This has been Pokemon White. I hope you all enjoyed that. And normally I would do the end screen, like, in the middle of the Giant Chasm, but I really don't want to go back there right now. Because I really need healing, and I don't want to get into any more random encounters in the dark grass while I go through there. I will see you all later.